So, ma'am, even I had a question. The question was that, we have seen that in India, we have this concept that when people get married, they do it for a lifetime. The same
Right.
is not the case with the foreign countries, where people more or less understand that it's more of a companionship and not
Hmm.
a bondage for like the whole life. So, ma'am, they have this concept of prenup agreements,
Right.
which is very much
Right.
helpful for them, and that's why we have not seen character assassinations there. So,
Right.
how can we actually bring this concept in India? Because people don't even try to get a prenup, because if they have that, so I don't think it would be necessary for them to go and character assassinate each other in courts.
Okay. So in India, there is no, I would say there is no concept of prenuptial agreements are coming up. We are framing them for parties. But in India, firstly, the problem is whenever you advise somebody to get a prenuptial agreement done, what they say is, हम क्या शादी तोड़ने के intention से enter करेंगे? That is the first rebuttal you get. That is a big problem. We always think that we feel as if we are doing injustice to the marriage itself if we are entering it with a prenuptial agreement. Two, in India, character assassination, I won't say character assassination will be stopped by prenup. Yes, it may get reduced, but you have to understand there is no relationship between character assassination and a prenuptial agreement. In a prenuptial agreement, you can be very clear with what all duties and responsibilities you have in the relationship. B, if you separate, then these assets will be yours, these assets will be mine. C, maybe that we will, even if we get out of the relationship, these are the terms with which we will govern the exit. But will that stop character assassination? No. If you've entered into a marriage, and while entering into the marriage, the only thing you can get written from maybe the wife is that I am not giving any dowry to this man. Or maybe this, if even if I've given, this is all I've given, you can have a list of what exchanges were made in the marriage at the time of the marriage. But the problem starts after that. If you look closely, the problem starts after that. What if you have a prenuptial agreement which states all that? It also states how you're going to exit. But um, does it stop the wife from filing a domestic violence case against you? Because whatever happened, if there was, does it strip away the wife's right of challenging you in court if she was harassed after marriage? No, right? So this will, of course, reduce it. The prenuptial agreement will reduce the character assassinations for the simple reason that in most cases, the parties are predominantly fighting for just two things: divorce and maintenance. If they are given divorce peacefully, then all these character assassinations won't happen. And if the maintenance is taken care of, then the wife, in most cases, is happy to, I would say, forego filing criminal complaints because at the end she also has to survive, right? So they may reduce, but these criminal cases can also, I don't see any reason why prenuptial will um, reduce the criminal complaints. But yes, the divorce and the maintenance will become very easy. And honestly, I am a big time advocate for prenuptial agreements because I personally feel that it's time with a country where the divorce rates are spiking. We stop thinking of such things that if we are entering into a marriage with they think prenuptial means we are entering with an exit clause and it becomes not a sacrament but a cured contract. So with that thought, that mindset we need to do away with.
Ma'am, we have a question in the chat box.